Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now today we're gonna do a little something different. Y'all know me, man. I don't like to just stay on topics talking about celebrities all day. I also like to kick some knowledge and bring some awareness to certain topics, whether y'all deem it conspiracy theories or whatever the case may be. But I like to just have a good conversation over here at Hoopers Anonymous. And like I said, shed light on certain situations and topics that's going on in the world today. Whatever current events that come out, some that seem shaky or just something that should apply to us and we should focus on, I like to bring it to the forefront so we could all give our opinion and everything based upon it. Now, today I just want to touch on the Senate. As y'all know, today, March 8th, they officially has passed the the 1.9 trillion COVID relief bill that Joe Biden set up for us. The one where everyone's supposed to get at least $1,400, I believe, deposited into their account. So everybody's, hype about that money situation, but I want to talk about the things that may come with it. Also, like the things that we need to stay focused on and not just worry about the $1,400. As we know, we're part of a system that tends to not tell us 100% everything. So I think we need to be wary about some things and question a lot of things and, just see things for what it is. So before I get into it, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. Now, today they say Senate passes $1.9 trillion COVID relief bill. House Democrats plan final approval Tuesday. Now it says this. Senate Democrats passed their $1.9 trillion coronavirus relief package on Saturday, sending it back to the House for expected approval in the coming days. The party hopes to have the aid bill to President Joe Biden's desk before unemployment aid programs expire on March 14th. Now, pretty much that means I think everyone was, panicking, being that March 14th is like the deadline for all that free money, that unemployment, the $600, all that's supposed to be up on March 14th. So I guess that's what they're talking about with that one. Now, they begin to say Democrats had to make several last-minute changes to win support from all of their members, as they say the plan is needed to get the country through the end of the pandemic. Now, little words like that, those are key words. When they say things like, as they say the plan is needed to get the country through the end of the pandemic, now, focus on those words right there, man. End of the pandemic. Now, when they say that and they giving us this bill, are they alluding to the fact that we may be in closure of this pandemic? Is this $1.9 trillion going to help us bring the country back out of this pandemic? This is what they do. It's just like the Great Depression. This is the same. History always repeats itself. If anybody that's watching this into history, y'all know every 7 to 10 years, the world go through some crazy economic failure, and then boom, somehow they get a bunch of money to just pump it right back through the economy, and then we back up again to the next 7 to 10 years. It just happens. That's what I realized. Brother Polite, I don't know if any of y'all are familiar with him. He also says the same thing. So it got to be some type of truth to it. If not, like I said, y'all do your own research. But this continues to happen year after year, 7 years, 10 years. Something always happen where we fueling the economy back. But anyway, I just thought that was a little, funny, because they said through the end of the pandemic, this plan is needed to get back. So I'm wondering, is this 1.9 trillion going to be conducive or help aid the end of this pandemic? Like, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Anyway, it says Republicans oppose another major spending plan, contending the state of the economy does not warrant it. So I guess they're trying to say that the Republicans didn't want this. They wanted something else. Who knows? It says the Senate passed the $1.9 trillion coronavirus relief package on Saturday as Democrats rush to send out a fresh round of aid. So I guess they'll be sending out that $1,400 in no time. So for y'all that wanted that $1,400 so bad, here it come. Now it says this. The Democratic-held House aims to pass the bill on Tuesday and send it to President Joe Biden for his signature before a March 14th deadline to renew unemployment aid program. The Senate approved the plan in a 50 to 49 party line vote as Republicans questioned the need for another broad spending package. Now it said the legislation includes direct payments of up to $1,400 to most Americans a 300 weekly boost to jobless benefits into September, and the expansion of the child tax credit for 1 year. So 9 times out of 10, what's going to happen is $1,400 is going to go to people that works. Anybody that work, if you was working during the pandemic, if you're still working now, 9 times out of 10, you're going to see $1,400. For the people that still continue to be on unemployment, I think instead of $600, they'll probably give you $300, cut it down to half. As they move into opening up the country again, because I feel that's what's going to happen. Because what's happening now, they're opening a lot of stores again, malls, arenas. They're pushing this vaccination on everybody. So what happened is, with all these vaccines, they're probably going to get people vaccinated and then put restrictions on certain places where you can't go in unless you're vaccinated, things like that. Okay, so it says it also puts new funding into COVID-19 vaccine distribution and testing, rental assistance for struggling households, and K-12 schools for reopening costs. Exactly. So 9 times out of 10, I got a feeling that, what's going to happen is, before you get to go into any of these places like schools or arenas and all that, like certain establishments, you're going to have to show some type of vaccination papers or whatever. Who knows? Let's hope not, because I'm not with this whole vaccine thing, but that's a whole nother story. Anyway, it says the package also includes $14 billion in payroll support for U.S. airlines, the third round of federal aid for the industry in exchange for not furloughing or cutting workers' pay rates through September 30th. Airline contractors were set aside $1 billion. Wow. Guess you learn something new every day. Yeah. So pretty much what's going on, I guess they're going to try and bring back anybody that was affected drastically. Through COVID. But this whole situation, what I really wanted to bring to y'all today in this video, man, I wanted to let y'all know that a lot of the times this $1,400, along with everything else really in place, is it really there to help you? Y'all let me know in the comments if y'all think this $1,400 is really there to help. And to me, I'm gonna tell you my answer, and personally, I feel it's not here to help us at all. First off, let me tell you this: if you live in New York, you know firsthand that this $1,400 is nowhere near beneficial in any way. Now, before y'all say in the comments, "Oh, stop being ungrateful, be appreciative, blah blah," understandable, but you don't live in New York. And first of all, I hope most of you understand that the money being distributed isn't no prize from the government at all. All it is taxpayers' money being given right back to us. And secondly, if you know anything about the rent in New York, then you know exactly where I'm coming from. First of all, rent for a decent apartment start off anywhere from $1,750 to like $1,800. Sometimes $1,600 if you're lucky. Alright? Nowhere in New York can you pay $1,400 and live comfortably. 9 times out of 10, if you're paying $1,400 in New York, you're living pretty close to some sort of projects, or the area is pretty bad and no one really wanted it, and you just was desperate. I'm being serious. Now, you ask, why am I saying all of this? And I'm sounding unappreciative, whatever the case may be. Well, because the government isn't actually giving you that money to help you per se. But instead, that $1,400 will be given to us only to then boost the economy. It happens all the time. History repeats itself. If you don't believe me, do your research. Now, due to this pandemic, a lot of us has racked up some major debt, whether it's car notes, car insurance, phone bill, cable bill, light bill, rent, maxed out credit cards, borrowing from banks, the whole 9 yards, loans, So before you know it, you're going to get that $1,400, and it's going to feel as if you never got anything within the next day or so. By the time you finish paying all your debts, paying bills, paying this, it's going to feel like you didn't get nothing. And like I said, for those that know what's up, all of this is purposely put in place as to where the government, they know this. It's no different than the last. Matter of fact, why y'all think they didn't take away all these bills and stuff? They know they could. What they said was forgiveness, rent forgiveness, phone bill, and this. They're gonna forgive you now, but that don't mean that money went away. That don't mean that you don't have to pay. No, you paid on the back end. And you know what's funny? It's no different than the time last year, right? When we was on lockdown. Coincidentally, once they announced there would be stimulus checks going out, as well as unemployment granted to those in need, guess what? They suddenly started opening stores with limited restrictions. Y'all remember we was on lockdown 24/7, couldn't go nowhere, barely go out the house, only essential workers. Then as soon as they released that money, boom, they start opening things a little slowly but surely. Or how about Christmas, where I don't know if anywhere else, but in New York, there was a curfew and everywhere was closed, including the malls and restaurants for inside dining, all that. But as soon as Christmas started approaching, they start opening up malls and stores at quote unquote limited capacity. Which makes no sense, because if it's an airborne virus, I don't care if 1 or 2 people was in this place. If somebody got corona, we all catching it, right? Crazy. And like a bunch of fools though, the same people who were out worried about COVID and wanted to be on lockdown voluntarily, them same people flew to stores to spend their unemployment checks and whatever and put that money right back into the economy. Or how about the most recent one around Valentine's Day, where Cuomo decided that they'll open up inside dining at 25% capacity on Valentine's Day, which fell on a Sunday this year. But then suddenly he switched it at the last minute, saying that stores will be able to be open on a Friday to start the weekend off. You see where I'm going? Someone must have talked common sense into his head and made him realize that they'll be losing money if they opened on a Sunday opposed to opening for the whole weekend. Alright? Now, what I'm saying is this. Stop being fooled, y'all. Stop taking everything for face value and just listening to what the media is telling you. Stop thinking this system is in place to work for us. Alright? A lot of y'all carelessly spending this unemployment money, and they'll do the same thing with this $1,400. As they gear up to vaccinate everyone and begin opening up stores with these weird restrictions in place, they need us to spend all our money and put it right back into the economy to make the dollar circulate once again after they broke the whole economy down for this COVID crap. Now, I'm not saying don't spend nothing, but what I'm saying is be wise and be careful. Invest in some knowledge or something. You know, make that money work for you and hopefully bring you back a new stream of income, so the next time, God forbid, a pandemic or something happening where nobody's working, you're not running around like a chicken with your head cut off looking for government assistance, waiting for unemployment, or just hoping that your job calls you. I got laid off for 2 weeks when the thing first happened. I mean, I eventually went back to work, but them 2 weeks, I actually had a ball. It didn't harm me. I have other streams of income. Not flexing, not stunting, but I know that being a New Yorker, one stream of income is not gonna cut it. And that's the gift and the curse with New York. They teach you how to you gotta survive. You gotta survive. That one job and just thinking you're gonna be living the American dream is not cutting it. I'm sorry. And there's no coincidence this government is coming up with all this money left and right. But they'll continuously try to convince us that we are so poor and they can't help us with problems that really hinder us as people. Alright, think about it. These guys really came up with $1.9 trillion. Not million, not billion, but listen, $1 trillion. I don't think that y'all understand that number that these guys just came up with, man. These are the same people convincing the American people that were broke. Alright, and matter of fact, before the 1.9 trillion, it was a couple $100 billion for something else last year. It's just a whole lot, man. I hope all the small businesses that were affected big time, and even the ones that were actually shut down due to COVID, get a new startup or something. That's another thing that we gotta check out. These small businesses that were affected big time. I know around my grandmother's house, It used to be full of just stores and small businesses. You go there now, everything says for rent or just closed down. Plus, one thing is this, right? With this bill being passed, I wish someone will fine comb through these documents and also see what's in the fine print. Because listen, they always dangle the money in our face because they know that that's what we will fiend for. Like, a lot of us would just jump to any little bill or law being passed as long as it's told that we're going to get free money off it. Sadly, but true. All right. These guys profit off our poverty, man. So anything involving free money, they know that we'll agree without second guessing. However, someone needs to deeply go through this bill and see what's really in the fine print. I mean, let's hold these guys accountable with all this money. That's a lot. Listen, 1.9 trillion. Listen, that should make a big difference in this economy. So let's see what changes, man. I want to see fixed up roads. I don't know where y'all live at, but there's too many potholes out here in New York. I want to see changes to subways, streets being cleaner, small businesses getting money, less homelessness. Let's find a good solution for them, matter of fact, and just more opportunities in general. 1.9 million is a lot of money, man. We cannot let these guys escape with this amount of money. I think we as people forgot what a government truly is. They're supposed to work for us. We don't work for them. But somehow over the years, that theory changed drastically, man. It changed a lot. Them guys, they work for us. We don't work for them. They help keep order and make sure what we need is put in place. Somehow, it seemed like we are serving them. Like I said, let's hold these guys accountable, man. Let's see what come out of this 1.9 trillion. Like I said, though, this money is really to fund the economy. It's to put money back into the economy. What you're going to do is you're going to pay off your car notes. You're going to pay off your rent, your mortgage, that credit card that you've been using since the pandemic started. You got to pay that off. You're going to pay, I said phone bill. You're just going to pay a whole bunch of bills that you've been behind on. And not only that, you're going to want to spend. You're going to want to splurge. You're going to want to furniture. This is what people do with this money. They're going to want TV. They're going to want carpet. This is what happens, sadly, but this is what happens. I just urge some of y'all, man, to take that $1,400, flip it, and somehow make it work for you. Please. Take that money, get it, start a new business. Start something. Alright? Like I said, I'm gonna leave that there, man. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And if you feel different or if you feel the same, let me know in the comments, man. Give out some suggestions that people could use that $1,400 for, whether it's a new business or a new investment, stocks, something. Give us some type of help in the comments below so we could all prosper. I want to see us all prosper, man. Let's not just keep putting money into these guys' pockets. The rich is just getting richer. Alright, so y'all let me know, man. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as y'all keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. And I'm out.